to blossom with Lotus 13 sign Sidereal Astrology. I am Lotus Dawn and I will be your guide.
I draw people together in circles like this. Stretching arms out by your friend, feeling that connection.
I saw her do the single most incredible thing I've ever seen done.
Open up your palms.
She did the most amazing blessing
Put your hand in the back of your friend.
that was so appropriate for the world and so empowering and so appreciated. This woman empowers everything she touches.
She's found something inside of herself.
And I do believe if she was focused on you and wanted you to heal,
It will give you the opportunity to access places and spaces, locations and destinations that you've never been to before.
she's got power and knowledge and the ability to implement her knowledge. I want you to pay attention to her. It's something special.
The energy went through us all.
Lotus is the one you really want to connect with.
This makes me feel like so grounded, so calm and peaceful. Something inside of me, I feel change. I never felt that way before.
Oh my God, she actually resembles the beauty of the lotus itself.
You gave me a permission to connect with my soul.
How many of you have been touched by her presence at this event?
And I have a gift to share with you. So come, and I will be so excited to share all that I've learned so that I can hold your hand and bring you with me.
I grew up in beautiful Santa Cruz, California. Yeah, and I had the incredible blessing to be taught sidereal astrology from my mom.
Constellations, we can learn a lot about the galaxy and the universe beyond. Before we had high-tech navigation devices, GPS, or even compasses, we had stars. Like landmarks along the road, constellations can help us find our way. They give us direction, distance, and a sense of where to go.
And so I've had the last 20 years to learn all about how to do readings, work with clients, call it 13 sign, and I'll go a little bit deeper into why I do. But this form of astrology has been life-changing, transformational, and just profoundly life-supporting for all of my clients, helping them to manifest greater clarity on their life purpose, release blocks to moving forwards.
Here I wake up the day after my birthday and find this out. And I'm like, no wonder some things haven't fit. Thinking I'm supposed to be kind of a certain way and I'm not. I feel like it's a gift and I'm very grateful. So you're going to have incredible insight, I think, into who I am. And I'm over that because you may have more insight about me than I do. And how much this fits.
Even begin to draw in love into their lives.
I need a lover to trust. Tell me you're on my side. Are you up, down for the ride?
So I've learned about sidereal astrology, grew up with it for 20 years, practiced giving readings. I loved it. It was super helpful for my clients. And in January of 2022, a light bulb moment happened. And I literally was gifted such amazing information that has revolutionized my astrological practice to the extent that I now have a pretty much 100% accuracy rating with my readings.
You know your stuff. I was impressed, and I've never had anybody explain astrology on the level that you did. You know, made total sense and logical sense, you know, and I'm like, you know what? You're absolutely right. When do we start? Let's go. You're picking up on everything that I've always heard all my life. It's amusing.
It is.
It's almost, it's like, have you been looking at a movie of my life that you just rattling off all this stuff? So everything you say is I've been hearing all my life. So I said, girl, you don't need to talk anymore. What's your phone number? Give me your deets right now. I'm all over you.
The Western astrology decided to just pretend that it takes the sun 30 days to move through a sign. Well, The thing is it doesn't. It actually takes a different amount for each zodiac.
But you see, there's a problem with that. Each constellation is of different sizes. Some are small, some are big.
It takes the sun 7 days to pass through Scorpius, the smallest zodiac constellation, and 44 days to clear Virgo, the largest.
So you cannot divide the year into 12 equal pieces with 12 equally shaped constellations.
Because they're all different sizes, that means that it takes the sun and all the other planets a different amount of time to move through each sign, which changes where your sign begins and ends. So if you came here today and you thought you knew what your sign was and you thought you knew what type of reading you were going to get, I'm here to surprise you. I'm here to bring in a new vantage point, a new perspective to hopefully assist you in getting more clear on your mission, your purpose, why you're here. But for today, let's just get into the astrology. Let's talk about what's coming up with this full moon and just some basic groundwork. Why might the full moon be affecting you or me or anyone for that matter? It all starts with the fact that the moon exerts a very strong magnetic pull. And this magnetism is what literally creates the tides. That's what creates the tides of the ocean. Well, the moon also does something very interesting to our physical bodies. It literally causes the water in any system, be it in the groundwater, be it at the ocean, be it in a plant, be it in our body, to literally move. And it does this in a very specific fashion. So at the new moon time, when we're just beginning the cycle of the moon is dark. It causes groundwater or water in plants or water in our bodies to be drawn down, 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 down deep into the root system. And as the moon grows bigger and bigger and bigger, and then finally becomes full, during that process, the water is slowly being drawn up, 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 up. And so that's why for thousands of years, farmers have planted their seeds at the new moon and harvested the fruit and the flowers and the blossoms at the full moon. And so what were you doing 2 weeks ago at the new moon? That would have been January 21st, because whatever seed or intention you planted at the new moon is going to have grown and grown and grown and is going to begin sprouting and blossoming on February 5th at the time of the full moon, give or take a couple day window on either side of each. So it's a really powerful checkpoint to start to tune in and see, okay, what did I intend on the new moon and what is being created on the full moon? Another thing physiologically to know about why the new moon and full moons are such powerful times, and trigger warning, is that there's a very uncomfortable truth, which is that there are parasites and bacteria and all kinds of weird stuff on our earth, and they have a cycle of reproduction. And they reproduce on the new moon and the full moon. And that is why people talk about lunacy. They talk about people going crazy on the full moon. Well, a lot of it could have to do with the fact that parasites reproduce at the full moon. So not only does the full moon draw all of our emotional energy up to the surface of our skin to where we're really feeling it. If we have any negative emotions in our bodies, it's going to be pulled up to the surface. Also, you could have parasites, okay? And so I'm going to include in this video a curse clearing video that I created. You can actually just insert the word parasite into the tapping routine. So if you want to just do a little body physiological clearing for yourself, I highly recommend it. Another great thing to do is to take some kind of an herbal formula at the new moon and the full moon, or maybe throughout the whole month, because according to one doctor or many that I followed, all of us have parasites to some degree or another. And for thousands of years, our ancestors have actually known about this, and they would, especially living on farms around dirt, around vegetables, etc., they would give the whole family a parasite cleanse at least a couple times a year. So we're not really talking about it much in this civilized society, but it is a big issue. So a couple of really great options are oregano oil is always amazing. I really found that I've heard that wormwood is great, as well as something called, so my absolute favorite is mugwort. And mugwort is it's a California native. It grows everywhere. If you go out hiking or foraging, you can find some really great mugwort. It is phenomenal. So taking a mugwort extract during the time of the full moon and new moon is a really great way to counteract any of the negative side effects that those crazy parasites can create while reproducing. So that said, parasites can actually exert a lot of power around our food cravings, around our emotions. Sometimes you want to ask yourself, is what I'm feeling even mine? Some of the great teachers I follow say that 99% of the things, thoughts, feels, and emotions we feel and experience are not even ours. And so to really ask them, who does this belong to ask our feelings, to ask our thoughts, who does this belong to? And if it's something, you test it, you ask, who does this belong to, and it gets lighter, then you can say, return to sender consciousness attached. Right. And then that can help you feel even lighter, which is awesome. So that said, I'm going to include a tapping video at the end for clearing any funky energy that might be getting brought up or let down with all of this intense full moon energy. If you have any questions about how these aspects of astrology are going to be affecting your chart personally, please reach out. I'm offering full moon mini readings, see area of your life. Sun and moon opposition are going to be affecting you. But without further ado, the full moon, what is it going to be and what sign is it going to be in? So this full moon, February 5th at 10:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, the sun is going to be in true to the stars 13 sign astrology Capricorn, and the moon is going to be true to the stars 13 sign Leo. And so what does that mean when I say true to the stars 13 sign astrology? Well, very briefly, mainstream Western astrology is based on, not on the constellations. It is based on where the constellations were 2,000 years ago, and then they fixed them in space to align with the seasons. And now they don't actually even correspond at all to the actual location of the constellations. It's about 24 degrees off. So when you study Western astrology in the magazines, that information is going to literally be 24 degrees ahead of where the sign, what constellation, what sign the planet is actually in the sky. If you were to take a telescope or you were to take out Star Walk 2, a great app on the phone, to see which sign, which constellation a planet is in, be it the sun, moon, Mercury, etc. And so if you follow Western astrology, the sad truth is that it's not based on the constellations. It's not based on what's actually happening in the sky. It's based on a fixed point that was calculated 2,000 years ago and is no longer even accurate to the sky at all or to the stars. So when I say 13 sign true to the stars astrology, I'm saying this is accurate to the sky, accurate to the stars, accurate to what is happening in the sky right now, today. Totally awesome. It's why astrology and astronomy used to be the same thing, because they used to be the same thing. Now there's such a discrepancy between Western astrology, it being 24 degrees ahead of what's happening in the sky, and astronomers, that astrology lost a lot of its credence. So if you want to have the most up-to-date information, follow me, subscribe, like my channel. I will be getting out more and more updates for you based on what's actually happening in the sky. So without further ado, what does it mean to have the sun in Capricorn opposite the moon in Leo on the full moon? This is an interesting one, right? So Capricorn is really about form and structure. It's really about the ground. When you think of Capricorn, its symbology is the mountain goat, and it climbs to the highest peaks, right? It can handle any challenge. The mountain goat is sturdy, it's reliable, it's self-sufficient, strong, grounded, tenacious. It's an earth sign. It's all about success. It's all about achievement. It's all about creating the structure to create achievement. It's very focused, very disciplined, very practical, not necessarily very emotional, much more concerned about the nuts and bolts. What does it take to actually achieve a physical result? And then we're going to have the moon opposite it, and the moon being all about emotion, all about mood, all about feeling in the sign of Leo. And Leo is a very different energy. Leo is the sun. Leo is how we shine. It's childlike, as opposite to Capricorn as I can think to a lot of degrees, right? It's playfulness, it's shining our light, it's expressing our heart's deepest truth, it's expression in general, it's drama, it's theater, its sign is the sun, it rules the heart, it's big, it's feeling, passion based. So what happens when the moon, which is emotion, and the sun, which is soul self, come into polarity, that or opposition between earth and fire, practicality, steadfastness, and Leo, emotion and expression and heart. Wow. Well, is there a tug between what your soul wants to build and create and what you emotionally wish to express? Has your heart been longing to express some part of facet of your soul, some part of your passion, some part of your truth, and you've been struggling with the structure, you've been struggling with how to put it together, you've been struggling about how do I build this, how do I have the discipline to achieve this heart-centered dream? Perhaps this is the year, perhaps this is the time when the structure of the soul are going to line up so that your vision and your purpose and the real world Saturn structure and form are going to come together. Wow, that is powerful. So without further ado, I want to share the screen with you all, and I want to show you the chart for the full moon time, so we can just dive a little deeper into all of the astrological information. I will be launching my second How to Read Your Own Astrology Chart course. I will be launching it on February 25th. So if you are interested in signing up and you would like to learn, what do all of these symbols mean, right? How do I read this information? Because as great as watching these videos are, wouldn't it be nice to be able to have a chart that you could generate for every day, every event, for your own chart, to read other people's charts? I love sharing this information, but it's so empowering that I can get on my computer without talking to anyone, open up an astrology chart, see the information, compare it to what I'm experiencing and see, okay, this is what's happening. This is why it's happening. What can I do about it? And I can't even tell you so many moments I've had over the last year, especially where everything lines up. It's all so interrelated based on what I see in the chart. So I'm going to share my screen with you and show the chart for the full moon. All right. Now, this may be overwhelming to some of you. Some of you might be able to read this. I think everyone's probably at a very different place. But I will be doing a training coming up on February 25th. If you would like to start to learn the basics, it's a really beautiful class. We're going to go through all the 12 houses of the zodiac and what signs are associated with them and what planets and what planetary rulership is and what each sign is all about and how does that relate to your own chart and how do you start to know how to read this information. You know, it really boils down to the fact that astrology charts are a bit like a clock with all of these gears. Like this outer ring is the ring of the signs, and then the inner ring is all the planets, right? And then the houses, and how do they all line up together to create the picture for what each thing means or represents. So don't get overwhelmed. It's just lots of little pieces creating a puzzle. And once you know what each puzzle means, piece, you can get the whole picture. So here we have at the full moon time, this is really interesting to me. We have the sun in Capricorn opposite the moon in Leo. Now, depending on where you are on the planet, is going to change kind of the makeup of which house each of these planets is falling in. However, that's okay, because what really matters is what are they doing? What is their relationship? So we have the sun in polarity to the moon, earth to fire, Capricorn to Leo. Okay, we already touched on that. We also have this interesting relationship between Saturn opposing the moon and the sun opposing the moon. And why this is interesting is because the sun in Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. So Saturn is the ruler of Capricorn. Saturn is all about age. It's all about time. It's all about taking your time. But it's, wow, this is fascinating, but it's just moved into Aquarius. So Aquarius is a very different energy. It just moved out of Capricorn. Very different energy from Capricorn. So Capricorn is very old-fashioned. It's very much like all the businesses and the shops in the old town and the old government. It's like a man carrying a suitcase, maybe an older man. It represents age and time and all of those time-worn traditions that kind of create the structure, the foundation, the legacy of a society, of a town, of a world. And yet, as we move into Aquarius, Aquarius is the sign of the future. So we're Saturn, the planet of structure, the planet of discipline, the planet of sort of reality check, is moving from the sign of Capricorn, which is all about the past structure, the past law, the past form, old things, into the future, into a sign that's all about the future. It's all about the new age. It's all about the new vision. It's all about where Capricorn was about the form and the structure and what is it really going to take. Aquarius is like, well, what's the new vision? What can be achieved here? What is the possibility? How can we advance society? How can we add new technology? How can we get onto the internet? How can we go online? How can we put all the pieces together and really activate our vision for humanity? And so there's a lot of, you can see, it looks like water waves in the sign, but that really relates to the idea of electricity more than water. It relates to lightning, the lightning of inspiration, the lightning of genius. Aquarius is always associated with innovation, with inventiveness, with creativity. The people who are Aquarians always march to the beat of their own drum. They're inventive, they're unique, they're individuals to the extent that they do what comes from inside. They follow their inner guidance. They're linked up, lined up, tuned in to the source frequency that's guiding them forwards to bring in the vision for humanity. Wow. So when Saturn, which in astrology represents the form, the structure, the foundation, right down, if you were to go into a huge building, right? The foundation of metal and granite and cement and just that powerful strength. It's like the base of a mountain. Going into the sign of Aquarius, which is all about forward thinking, innovation, invention. And this being also in polarity to the moon on the full moon, this tells me that we're marching into a new era, my friends. This tells me that our structure is changing. And because it's in polarity, it might mean that emotionally as a society, one part of us is still kind of feeling more self-focused and maybe struggling slightly with moving into the new vision. And so I think it's a really good snapshot of how when Saturn, which is a very slow-moving planet, is moving, it was in Capricorn for at least a year. It moves very slowly. As Saturn moves into Aquarius, there's a big shift happening. And so emotionally, we might be more in a space of feeling more comfortable with our own individual ego self. Leo is much more about royalty and our own individual sense of I am shining, right? Whereas Aquarius is about we're shining. It's all about bringing shining to the whole planet, to the whole world, to every individual, every single person. And so maybe we're playing out a little bit of this old ego paradigm where part of us is still kind of attached to our own ego expression, but we will have a full moon in Aquarius in August. And so perhaps when the moon hits Aquarius in August, it will be conjunct Saturn finally in the same sign. And perhaps that is when our ego identities will have had time to process the shift from, right, Saturn being in Capricorn, like the ways we've always done things, you know, the way structure's always been done, the old routine, the old structure. The moon will move out of its more self-oriented Leo into the sign of Aquarius, which is all about the world. It's all about the university of life, right? It's all about how we all work together, right, to create this vision. That said, it's also maybe a time for us to individually be getting in touch right now with our individual heart-centered dream, because Leo is all about the heart. It's the heart. It's the regal heart of royalty, right? It's how the heart is the center. It's the power source, right? And so with the moon in Leo, perhaps it's that it is time for us to really get in touch with our heart vision. What is it that this year, 2023, what is our heart vision? How would we most like to shine? In what way, in what capacity would we like to shine? And then Saturn showing up in Aquarius is saying, fantastic, I am going to support humanity in getting their heart-centered dream vision out into the world, where everyone, imagine a world where everyone's shining their light, everyone's in touch with their purpose, and Saturn is there to help build the structure, help create the foundation for these new vision, new earth realities to come into being. So please leave a comment below if you have any ideas how this Saturn conjunct the sun opposite the moon in Leo might be playing out with this full moon energy. It's powerful energy, yeah. We also have Venus in Aquarius on the full moon day, and Venus is all about money. It's all about value. It's all about beautiful things, sensuality, love, right? We're approaching Valentine's Day. Speaking of, if you're interested in having a couples reading for you and your partner, or you're kind of curious about where you're at with your love life and when you might manifest a partner or what type of partner would be best for you, reach out. I am going to be offering love readings. So Venus in Aquarius is all about humanitarian love. And what do I mean by that? It's about friendship, right? It's about recognizing that this love we all share with agape love. It's about universal love. It's really all about bringing money and value and worth to our humanitarian visions, to our humanitarian goals, to connecting to the love that we share with not just our loved ones, but with the world. It's a very universal love. And it also could mean making money, doing things connected to humanitarian visions or ideas, working with large groups to promote brotherhood and sisterhood, to promote the utilization of technology to bring people together, to support us in our vision, support us sharing our value, creating our value, expressing our value. It's a very beautiful energy, especially since Saturn just entered Aquarius. I have to tell you, my friends, that 2023 is looking really exciting because of this move of Saturn into Aquarius. It's like it's leaving behind the kind of the stuffy old world patriarchy foundational level, and it's moving into the light. It's moving into the future. It's moving into like the bigger vision of like, wow, we're all on this earth together and we're all interconnected. And how can we support each other to create the structure and the foundation of this world that we're co-creating, right? That this is like a circle of creation. It's not just a top down. It's like we're all in this together kind of vision. It was very, very exciting. That said, we have a whole lot of water going on here, but I'll come back to that. So this is powerful. So Mercury, the planet of communication, still in Sagittarius, which is the sign of the dreamer. It's a sign of higher knowledge, shooting your arrow up to the light, to the highest star, to the brightest star, to the highest knowledge, to the highest light. It loves to learn, it loves to grow, it loves to expand into the next level. And so Mercury in Sagittarius is so powerful because it's about communicating higher knowledge, right? Higher ideals, higher expressions of our intuition and our wisdom. And yet it is about to come into exact conjunction with Pluto, the planet of transformation, the planet of depth, the planet of intensity. So why don't we see here when Pluto and Mercury are going to be exact? That will be interesting. Okay, almost there. Right, this is very interesting. Let's see if it's, yeah, that looks like pretty much exact. That will be on February 9th. Yeah. So on February 9th, Mercury will be 1 degree away from Pluto, and that will be about 4 days after the full moon. And Pluto is the planet of great transformation. It is the planet of death, sex, life, rebirth. They call it the god of the underworld, but it's also such a powerhouse. It's so magnetic. It is depth. It is intensity. It's usually, if someone's going to be famous or make a big mark on the world, chances are they will have Pluto conjunct Sun or Moon or some other major planet in the chart. So it's a powerhouse, right? And when it's aspecting Mercury, the planet of communication, that could really show up as some powerful transformation around communication. Not necessarily that anyone's going to die or anything like that, but just what is there in our world and in ourselves when it comes to how we communicate that might need to go through a transformation, right? What is coming to our awareness to create more? It's always about creating more, right? It's all about releasing the old so something new can be born. And that process can be ridiculously uncomfortable and interesting and exciting all at the same time. So where in our life is that transformation going to be occurring, right? Deep transformation. Yeah. So just be aware of it. Just pay attention. Maybe try and journal on that day. Maybe writing would be really good at this time, and tuning into your emotions. Mercury can also be travel. So I would be careful traveling on the 9th or anywhere near it. It could also mean in foreign affairs, there being some kind of a deep, powerful transformation between world leaders. It's a deep one. It's a very deep one. And the ruler of Sagittarius is Jupiter, and Jupiter is right now in Pisces, which is the planet of inspiration, or the sign of inspiration, dreams, intuition. And it's in conjunction to Chiron, the wounded healer, Juno, Vesta, Neptune. So there's 2 major planets and 3 asteroids all in Pisces. And this happened all of last year as well. This is probably going to happen for the next couple years because these planets and asteroids move very slowly. So that's a lot of water. Let's count how many elements that there are. And we'll go back to the full moon so this isn't confusing for you all. So we'll edit the chart. And if you do sign up for my course where I teach you how to read your own chart, I'm really excited to let everyone know that I use a specific type of software to generate these True to the Stars 13 sign charts. You can't just get this online. There's only about one place to generate a free chart. In my course, when you sign up, you will get a huge deal on buying the software. So that's kind of a really cool thing that I've gotten to figure out for my students, and all of my past students love the course, love the training. It's really inspiring to empower you all to be able to read these charts. It's powerful knowledge, and it really can give you leverage to really step it up with your business, your relationships, your money making, to know what's happening in the planetary alignments. I mean, for thousands of years, people have utilized this knowledge for their betterment, right? For having that insider view of, well, this is what's coming, this is what's happening right now. Very powerful information. So coming back to Sunday's chart, so much going on with Chiron, the wounded healer, Vesta, the planet, the asteroid of marriage, Jupiter, the planet of teachership, right? The guru, Vesta, discipleship, Neptune, intuition, spirituality, all in Pisces. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in water, and then 5 in water. Let's see about air. 1, 2, 3, 4 in air. Okay, how about earth? 1, 2, 3, 4. And what about fire? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So a lot of fire and a lot of water. Well, we all know that that makes steam. We also know that wood helps to harmonize, right? So if there's a lot of intensity, if there's a lot of fiery energy and watery energy, you can, going out on a forest walk is really good at grounding some of that intense energy. Also wearing a bracelet with green rocks. It's one other simple way of filling your house with plants. It's another great way to harmonize all that energy. And if you want to know more about, it's great to learn this information I'm giving you here, but what's really, where it gets really exciting is how every person's chart, depending on their rising sign, is going to have this aspect of the sun opposite moon affecting them in a different way. So if you're born with Aries rising, the sun on the full moon will be up in your 10th house of career. The moon will be down in your 4th house of family. However, if you had Taurus rising, like if this Taurus sign here clicked up to here, so at the moment of your birth, Taurus was on the eastern horizon, that would mean that your moon would be in the 3rd house at the full moon. I'm sorry, this moon in Leo would be in the 3rd house, and the sun would be in the 9th house. So depending on where you were born changes where the layout of your planets are in your chart. And that's why it's so exciting to learn how to read astrology charts, to know how and why the planetary movements are affecting you and your chart. So if you have any questions about your chart, about the full moon, about, how is Mercury and Pluto going to be affecting the Pluto Mercury conjunction on February 9th is going to be affecting you and what house it's going to be situated in. If you have curiosity about love and how love might manifest in your life in 2023, any questions at all about your chart, I'm so happy to serve you. And I will be starting my it's actually my 2nd course on how to read your own astrology chart on February 25th. I'm really excited. We're going to go through all the 12 houses, talk about all the 13 signs. So wonderful self-discovery as well as informational, and you'll get access to how to actually make these own charts for yourself. So if you have any questions at all, please reach out to me. This is an exciting full moon, earth and fire, Capricorn to Leo, an interesting dynamic between structure, discipline, form, building the vision of your heart, building the structure, and then the moon giving you this sense of creativity, this sense of expression, this sense of wanting to shine, wanting to share, wanting to light up the sky in some fashion. Where in your life, what area of your life do you want to shine? Do you want to share your passion? Because Leo is this emboldening, bright, powerful energy of the lion. So where are you being called to step up into the courage of your heart? Of course, it is a polarity between the sun and the moon. So there's always tension, right? When the sun and moon come into aspect, they're sort of like they're pushing against to create this magnetic energy, sort of like the yin yang, right? But the yin yang, masculine, feminine, what does it do? It creates. So the full moon is a powerful time for really activating us internally, externally, and creating some powerful force for what our vision is, what our truth is, why we're here. So at the end of this video, I'm going to leave the clearing for clearing curses. You can also put in any other thing as you're listening. You know, I want to clear any blocks to this time at the full moon. Anything you want to add to it, just throw that on in there. It's very powerful, very helpful clearing method. If you have any questions at all, reach out to me, blossomwithlotusnow@gmail.com. You can leave a comment below and I will get back to you. Lotus Dawn Gold Cool here. Super happy to share time and space with you. If you have any questions at all, please reach out. So much love to you all. I wish you the happiest full moon time. Aloha. To assist you and myself in clearing any curses, any negative entities, negative energies that might be feeding on the collective fear around our safety, right? It's natural to feel fear, but it does encourage darker energy to attach. So let's clear all that stuff, shall we? I learned this clearing technique from James Lee Beamer. It is the emotional quantum healing technique. If you've ever heard of the emotional freedom technique or TFT, thought field therapy, it involves tapping on different meridian points. What James Lee Beamer developed after studying acupuncture and also healing himself was to just simply tap with 3 fingers on the middle of the eye or the third eye point and do a clearing. And so he taught me this curse clearing method. So if you would like to join me, I suggest if you're driving, pull over, stop so you can join us. If you're not driving, try and find a comfortable space, maybe turn off any distraction, get into a healing environment, and I will be guiding us through this very brief round of clearing. And we're going to tap into the energies that are current to the times and just clear out anything that might be coming up for you collectively or individually with all the stuff, wherever you are, whatever is happening. Good. So now that you've created that safe space, that environment for healing, go ahead and just take a nice deep breath in and out. Find your seat, connect to the earth. One nice thing about rain, you can hear it in the background, is it's very grounding. So just imagine, that you're safe and warm and dry wherever you are. And just imagine yourself creating roots that go down into the earth. That rain is coming down. You can allow your energy to connect to Mama Gaia. Feel that support, that sanctuary to hold you. And then take a nice deep breath in, nice deep breath out, and just let any stress or tension release off of your shoulders. And just tune in now to any negative energies that are coming up for you, that are challenging you, that are around you, and we're gonna just clear them on out. Good. Now we're gonna take 3 fingers, start tapping inside eyebrow. So if you'd like to make this clearing even more powerful, I recommend taking your thumb to the outside edge of your index finger, not on top of it, on the inside, but the outside. So there's your index finger, and just come to the side by the nail. You're just holding right there. And that's stimulating a meridian that runs through your large intestine, which will help you clear and release excess energy. Fantastic. So now that we've opened up, that we're working on any issues we're feeling personally, we're also working on California, any negative energy affecting that state or anywhere else in this world. Go ahead and find a comfortable, take your right hand or your left hand and bring your thumb to the outside edge of your index finger. Go ahead and take a nice deep breath in and a nice deep breath out. We're going to start tapping 3 fingers on the inside, right between the eyebrows. And keep breathing. tune into the issue, right? Just start tuning into that issue. And why does this work? This is one of the powerhouse locations of the body, right? We've heard of the pineal gland, the pituitary gland, and how they're the master. Go ahead and take a nice deep breath in and out. And then you're going to repeat after me, okay? Deep breath in and out. By the power of all that art divine, all curses, interference, and antagonism, and all angers, fears, and repeaters are bound and defeated, and must leave me now, to return to the source, to be revealed in the truth, and absolved in the light, once and for all, right now. So be it. Let it be done, and it is so. Thank you. By the and we're going to do round 2, keeping that index on thumb. By the power of all that art divine, all curses, interference, and antagonism, and all angers, fears, and repeaters are bound and defeated, and must leave me now, to return to the source, to be revealed in the truth, and absolved in the light, once and for all, right now. So be it. Let it be done, and it is so. Thank you. Now the 3rd time, deep breath in and out. Really tune into whatever that issue is in your life, whatever is coming up for you, really connect to it, really command it. You want to command this energy to go, right? Any negativity, any anger, any fear, any doubt, any shadows in your life or in your body are connected to you in your home. Just commanding that energy to go, that you're no longer wanted here, you're no longer allowed here. We command you back to the light. So by the power of all that art divine, all curses, interference, and antagonism, and all angers, fears, and repeaters are bound and defeated, and must leave me and you and us right now, to return to the source, to be revealed in the truth and absolved in the light, once and for all, right now. So be it. Let it be done, and it is so. Thank you. Deep breath in, deep breath out. And I'm feeling like I want to do this at least 1 or 2 more times. So take a deep breath in, out. By the power of all that art divine, all curses, interference, and antagonism, and all angers, fears, and repeaters are bound and defeated, and must leave me now, to return to the source, to be revealed in the truth and absolved in the light, once and for all, right now. So be it. Let it be done, and it is so. Thank you. So just anything else you need to let go of or clear. By the power of all that art divine, all curses, interference, and antagonism, and all angers, fears, and repeaters are bound and defeated, and must leave me now. Be sure you're tapping, and be sure you're repeating after me. To return to the source, to be revealed in the truth, and absolved in the light, once and for all, right now. So be it. Let it be done, and it is so. Thank you. Breath in and out 2 more times. By the power of all that art divine, all curses, and interference, antagonism, entities, demons, negative forces, negative energies, astral energies, anything negative around you, connected to you in your home, in your office, in your body, your heart, your mind, anything around you, and all angers, fears, and repeaters are bound and defeated, and must leave me, must leave you, must leave your home, your office, your technology, must leave everything connected to you now, to return to the source, to be revealed in the truth and absolved in the light, once and for all, right now. So be it. Let it be done, and it is so. Thank you. Good. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Last time. So anything around you, anything near you, anything connected to you, any past life hoarding, any past life commitments or vows, let's just go ahead and revoke, recant, renounce, denounce, destroy, and uncreate any oaths, vows, promises, fealties, communities, commitments, contracts, ties, or bindings to you, or curses to you, or any other entity, dark force, or demon. Destroy and uncreate it all. Revoke, recant, renounce, denounce, destroy, and uncreate it all times. A godzillion to all that is right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all 9 shorts, boys, poets, and beyonds. Deep breath in. Deep breath out one last time. By the power of all that are divine, all curses, interference, and antagonism, and all angers, fears, and repeaters are bound and defeated and must leave me, must leave you now to return to the source, to be revealed in the truth and absolved in the light once and for all, right now. So be it. Let it be done. And it is so. Thank you. Take a nice deep breath in. And a nice deep breath out. By the power of God, I command a complete unconditional love, healing, and blessing on all of you watching, whoever may be watching this now or forever in the future, creator of all that is. It is commanded a complete unconditional love and light, cleaning and clearing for your home, for you, for your office space, for any energies connected to you, for your internet, your online connection, your location, your geography. Deep breath in and out. Creator of all that is, it is commanded a complete unconditional love, healing, and clearing for whoever may watch this through all directions of time and space, through all directions of time and space, now and forever into the future. Good. Take a deep breath in. Hold it. Exhale. Good. Deep breath in and hold it. Exhale and release. Deep breath in and hold it. Exhale and release. All that dark energy dissipating, releasing, clearing. Maybe you want to brush off your arms, your shoulders, clear yourself off. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. We're going to do 3 positive fill ups to fill you up with positive, loving energy. Okay, let's go ahead and take a nice deep breath in. Happy, thankful, and grateful that I'm clear, connected, and grounded to the source of all that is. Exhale. Good. Deep breath in and hold. So happy. Say this quietly in your head. I'm so happy, thankful, and grateful that everything is always working out for my highest and best good. Silently in your head, say, when your breath held, I'm so happy, thankful, and grateful. Nature is love, always loved, always supported. Everything is always working out. Go take a nice deep breath in. Take a nice deep breath out. Creator of all that is kind of a complete unconditional love, healing forever. Whoever is watching this through all directions of time and space, may you be filled with the pure unconditional love of Source, of the Creator of all that is. Jesus, all of the holy angels, beloved archangels, the holy light of all that is, bless your life, your soul, clean and clear. Lift you, connecting you to your highest self, now and forever and always. May it be so. Thank you, thank you, thank you. May you have the best day ever. Truly have. Does it get better than this? Sending you love and light, picturing a brighter day for all of us. Aloha.